maybe check on our channels or say something in the chat or something. Because I mean, I know
Yeah,
Skype
because I thought about that afterwards. I was like, oh, I should have checked and see if they went anyway.
Yeah, because we'll pretty much go live every Monday and Thursday.
Yeah,
I mean,
we do.
I
Unless
always
something
have
comes
time,
up and
so.
that's important, whether it's work or a medical issue
Yeah, and like
there.
Brown
So
lets me know. Yeah, Brown lets me know, but you know what I'm saying.
And he's got my email address, so.
yeah,
We've
we
been
do.
consistent so far, though. We you know.
Yeah.
So that's good.
We've been down to doing a lot of updates on what's going on, a lot of music topics and other stuff there. In fact, I was supposed to do a show with Jacob this past
Yeah,
Friday.
I'm gonna
but
get with him. I'm gonna hit him up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
definitely.
try to
We can
arrange
pause
that
you.
for y'all.
Oh, right there.
Because during the weekend I try to take a little break sometimes.
Yeah, that's true
Not
there.
streaming or nothing, just to take care of business. But
That's true.
here, I'm gonna
there.
go live now.
All right,
You
I'm live right
ready?
now as we speak now.
All right, let me do
All
my
right,
little
good,
intro thing real quick.
All right, good. All right. We may not be able to hear it on our end, but who knows?
Apparently not.
You know, but then again, no big deal there. But it'll be best, Let's see if I.
Yeah, you and I don't have intros.
Yeah, we know. We just go live as it is, unless it's a techno set or a dark ambient set there that I usually do. Okay, let me get it. Let me get my phone ready here. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Here we go.
Number 4 is really complicated because...
No, this is the wrong one there. There you go. There we go.
If I was going to do an intro, I don't know what I'd do.
All right. Doesn't matter. Good song from them.
Okay.
What's up, guys? We're here.
Hey.
Hey, I was just going to ask real quick when we get done with the deaths, if we ever do.
Yeah.
I got about 3 ideas I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's one I talked about before several times, actually.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Doing a show about cover songs and the good ones and the bad ones.
Yeah, we got to do that
let's
sometime.
do that for the next subject. Hell yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
And then we can move on to that after that. Instead of doing like a 10 best anything, like 10 best drummers is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
We'll do 10 favorite drummers, because our favorite drummers might not be the best, but they're our favorites.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I know I have a couple that aren't necessarily the best, but I like them.
Shit, we might as well go through the whole fucking.
Well, yeah.
For the rest of the. Make that that'll take a while, and then we can move on to like our top favorite singers or guitarists,
right.
And bass players would be kind of hard.
Divide that between male and female singers.
Yeah, that's true.
10's gonna be hard. 10's gonna be hard. So that's like pen and paper. We're gonna have to. The drummers, all right, it's a good fair amount,
That's good.
Oh, I can easily think of 10 favorites in each category. But remember, I have a very extensive music thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I go back into the 50s and such. But you won't find any of my favorite of anything in the 50s, probably.
Well, drummers, I mean, that's, I could go with 60s pretty easy. You can throw in a Ringo Starr in there.
Right.
John Bonham, Neil Peart, Keith Moon.
Obviously,
Keith Moon. Another show.
I know.
Another show. Yeah, Brian.
But those guys are on my list.
And speaking of drummers, I got to throw this in here. I heard about this morning here. I got to bring this up here. Former drummer of Skid Row, Phil Varone, says that their former frontman, Sebastian Bach, is in a war within himself. Now, let me explain the whole thing here.
Is he still in the band?
I don't think
there's two different touring. There's the Skid Row, and then there's Sebastian Bach solo.
No, yeah.
So
But,
like I wonder because that Phil
well,
Verone
he
guy
was
used to do
with
porn
Skid
and
Row.
stuff.
He's no longer with the group, but he did
Ah,
he did an interview there, and he once again responded to to Skid Row's former frontman Sebastian Bach that Verone's decision to pose nude for Playgirl magazine is quote unquote
yeah.
further proof that the name Skid Row has completely lost all credibility.
Well, now
Cool,
listen.
accuracy, it is now devoid of all meaning in every way.
He did like a couple porn things too. I think like Girls
Yeah, I
Gone
heard about.
Wild
Yes, I think
thing.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There.
Is Keith here?
No,
He's
he's with his mom.
it's a
Okay.
holiday today.
Oh, that's her
Be a
President's
little
Day.
less Keith because he's doing the soccer thing. He's playing in the soccer league, so it's gonna kind of be us three. But
Yeah, it
I
is
like
for the time being. Yeah.
maybe someone who
Have we got someone to kind of tick mark these things?
Yeah, we do. So, well, I don't have any, unfortunately, there. So I had to go back to
he
to a
sent
couple
me
of
the.
Pats.
I guess I'll do it.
All
He
right,
sent
good,
me
good.
sent me the thing here.
All right.
Yeah, I got it right here. So
Good, good. So YR will probably keep count of what we got here. Anyway, back to the article. Verone, who was one of the 8 patients featured on the Celebrity Rehab spin-off series Sex Rehab with Dr. Drew, was featured on the cover of Playgirl magazine more than a decade ago. The publication, which included a 60-page spread, hit the newsstands in December of 2010. A short time after his appearance in that magazine was announced, Bach to his Twitter to write, quote unquote, "This is further proof that the name Skid Row has completely lost all credibility, cool, accuracy. It is now devoid of in all meaning in every way." Now, keep this in mind. This guy only did a couple porn things, and he was in that Girls Gone Wild. He was in that Playgirl magazine. Now, Typo Negative, Peter Steele, rest in peace, he also did the same thing many years back. And I guess Shawn Michaels, when it was still the WWF at that time, did the same thing reportedly as well there. Now, here's the thing. Sebastian Bach he's been trying. I guess he tried a couple of times to get back with Skid Row as her frontman, but they turned him down a couple of times there. He was trying to get back into the group there, but the band has stated many times that they're better off without him. They're happy in their position. They're happy in the spot they're in right now. They don't need to deal with Bach's bullshit. And because you remember, Bach did a lot of bullshit during the early years of Skid Row when he first broke big. Remember, he had wore this shirt saying AIDS kills fags dead, a parody of the Raid kills bugs dead slogan that was on the Raid commercials there. A lot of people took offense to that T-shirt. People demanded he owes everyone a public apology. Because there are many people out there who were not gay who contracted that disease through blood transfusion, drug use, and any of that stuff. There, it was spreading everywhere. I think it's still out there. We just don't hear about it as much because COVID and other related disease have taken over.
Jesse says he knows a guy with the original strain. He's still alive.
Oh, wow.
Heard him say that story, a couple times.
And then this is Jesse J from Monetize This, I think, right?
Yes.
I see there. Oh, we should probably have him on the show if he's willing. But Bach also, let's not forget, he went ballistic during the show. I forgot which area, which city it was. It was Baltimore, Maryland, or something like that. Somebody throws a plastic bottle, hits him in the noggin. He's like, "Who the fuck threw that? Was it you? Was it Lou? Oh, you want to get a piece of me?" So they tear into that song. Bach sings a few lines, and he jumps out into the crowd. They'll apparently go after the guy who threw the bottle. But he also struck a young girl that was in the audience as well. And he also injured somebody else. I guess he was also arrested as well. And I guess he also got charged just as well for that there, for assault. Now keep in mind, Bach also has this tendency to be over the top when it comes to being, the rock star that people see on TV, videos, magazines, television, you name it. The party all night, die young, leave a good-looking corpse along the way, leave your legacy as a hard party rock and roller there.
Yeah.
That's his image. He still pertains to that image. What do you think about it there? Now, I think he may have been one of the guys who appeared on Celebrity Fit Club because he did gain a little bit of weight, from what I understand there, along with Janie Elaine of Warrant, who also is no longer with us. He died in 2011. But
Did you ever see them in concert?
no, I had a chance to, but I wasn't able to because the place that they were playing at that time was massively packed. Massive. This was the Ritz in Roseville back around 1989. Now, what it was is that before that, they had a pre-concert party. Local favorites, Heaven's Wish was playing that night there. Members of the Skid Row, except for Bach, was there, hanging out with fans, talking with them, and chilling in the breeze. I got a few autographs with them. They own another band called the Sleaze Bees. They were signed to the same record label, Atlantic Records. It was the opening act, and it was a pretty good show there. Members of Skid Row got up there. They did their version of Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. And that was pretty much about it. I talked to the bass player, Retro Bone, a little bit there, blah, 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 and all that stuff there. And that was about it. I wanted to go after work, but the problem was the place was jammed packed. It was packed to the fucking gills. To say it was packed like sardines would be an understatement. Let's put it that way. So I had to wait till after the show when I went next time went there to talk to those who went there and say, how was it? Oh, it was packed. It was nuts. It was a great show, but it was packed to the motherfucking gills, bro. That's what they were saying to me. So sadly, I wasn't able to check them out, unfortunately. So many bands I wasn't able to check out there because for this reason and that reason there. But, Bach has this very... What it is that he's kind of addicted to attention when you think about it there. He's been interviewed to a lot of VH1 shows like I Love the 80s, I Love the 70s and 90s. He's been interviewed on various programs, giving his detailed subject on this matter and that matter there. He had his band, the Bach 5, I think it was called. His soon-to-be ex-wife was his manager. And I guess his son plays in a couple of rock bands of his own, I guess, what I understand. But, things were, I don't know, for some reason, Bach wanted to continue that, 80s party all night and sleep all day, bang chicks all the time kind of atmosphere. And this was in the 1990s where all that was just like out the door, It was all about planet Earth, respecting your fellow man, respecting this person and that person, That party lifestyle is gone. Let's take care of some serious matters here. And the alternative scene was big around that time when he was let go from the band. I guess the Skid Row decided they couldn't handle his ass no more. And they still say to this day, they don't want to change the way things are. Sure, they're not playing to big crowds as they used to when they were in the high function with Bach, but still, they don't want to put themselves through the stress of babysitting his ass either way there, needless to say. Because Bach has a reputation for being a psycho at times when it comes to certain things there. I mean, what the two incidents I described there basically was an example. And also this guy also mentioned that the members of Skid Row had to pay lots of money to just keep Bach out of jail and out of legal trouble at that time. He's also that's true. Now also, Varone also stated he's in a war with himself because I got nothing to say. The guy was a tremendous rock star, legendary. He's going to always be that way. And I don't understand what point the people go the extra mile to say anything when it's like, dude, you already had the gig. Just shut up. People like you already don't ruin it because people like him, he could talk to himself into a hole. And what's me doing Playgirl have anything to do with Skid Row or hurting Skid Row? Not to mention that one of his favorite bands, Type O Negative, the frontman for that group and bass player Peter Steele did it, Bret Michaels of Poison did it. Brad Pitt did it. I mean, so many people have done Playgirl. As Shawn Michaels, as I mentioned there. It was a bucket list for
Brad
me.
Michaels do it too from Poison?
Yeah, for I understand, according to this guy there. But then again, would not be surprised. Many girls wanted Bret
wouldn't
Michaels.
know. I never read Playgirl.
Yeah, of course, obviously, we all know that for the obvious reason. He also now Verone also stated, I mean, granted, my dick is bigger than his. Don't be mad about that. Scream at whoever you believe the maker is. I don't know what the deal is. I thought it was funny because it's going to be because it's very hypocritical. If anything was going to ruin the band, it would have to be him back into group. And doing Playgirl is not porn at all. It's a naked body. When the naked bodies become pornography, well, it's what they do with the naked bodies that matters. And when it comes to that, there.
Do you want to? You want me to add Minnesota Vikings in?
Does he want to come in?
He's in the chat. Maybe
Oh,
he can
wow.
help us with the because I don't like doing tallies and doing all that shit.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it, there. Okay, let's add him into the call here.
Yeah, I actually saw Skid Row as an opening act several years back. I forget who they opened for.
Yeah, I am. I think it may have
the
been.
One with, was it the one with Sebastian Bach, or was it with the other ones?
No, they later, because they were an opening act.
I see there, yeah.
I went to see whoever they opened for.
All right.
I think it was Nugent Kiss, but I could be wrong.
All right, there. You got to remember, some of those bands nowadays end up as opening acts for some of the current acts that are out there at times.
Yeah, but not likely I went to see a current act.
Most of the current acts suck nowadays there when you think about it.
Very few of them out there I want to see. But there's one or two.
But either way, it makes you wonder. Like, you miss those old days. You miss the old 80s rock days because it was pure, it was solid, it had a lot to say. Some of it was cheesy, but then again, so did the alternative stuff in the 90s there. That's where Marilyn Manson came along in, and bands like Disturbed, Slipknot came in and got people going once again. Korn.
Would you like better, Korn or Slipknot?
I would have to say Slipknot.
Ah,
yeah.
Nice.
Because the masking was always interesting. It's probably one of the most original gimmicks that the band came up with. Yeah. And for Machine Gun Kelly to say, make fun of them for being in their 50s and still wearing masks, coming from a guy who plays a pink Telecaster guitar, wears pink on stage as well. Think about that. Men do not wear pink. They eat it. Keep that in mind. All right, so is Minnesota Vikings fan here yet?
I think he's indisposed. Real quick.
Okay.
This Paul McCartney tour. He announced this new tour.
Ah, nice.
Nothing else really in the rock news aspect. But this is pretty big, and tickets are
through the roof
right now.
Through the roof, I bet you, right?
They're only going to one place in Texas, Fort Worth.
All right, here.
Yay!
That's good there, because you live close.
I probably can't go.
They'll be on sale in 15 hours.
Oh wow! Now, also something I wanted to bring up here that's kind of interested me for a long while. And when an artist releases an album, whether it's a band or solo artist, they release an album that goes completely unnoticed. Chances are, we have seen for the past couple of years, that makes its mark in years later on. Let me give you a couple of examples. The band Warrior. In around 1984, they released their record, Fighting for the Earth. Years later on, that album will later be regarded as the most underrated underground heavy metal classic. Black Sabbath, Born Again and Seventh Star, both with different singers, Ian Gillan and Glenn Hughes, both former members of Deep Purple at that time. Both albums don't do well, but now, years on down the line, those albums have reached cult status. In fact, there was even talk of having Born Again be remixed because they found the original masters. Because apparently what the story was, the original Born Again album didn't turn out the way they wanted it to be. Now, personally, leave the album as it is. It's solid by my standards there. But then again, my standards are usually way more out there than everybody else's. And also, there are other rock bands out there that not necessarily heavy metal, but yet somehow find a light. Let me give you one of the biggest examples of all. Have you guys ever heard of a group called the Shags?
No.
Be glad. They released this album called Philosophy of the World. It was 3 sisters. Their dad wanted them to be musicians and rock stars. So he bought them all these guitars and drums. They're trying to learn how to play. They go into the recording studio, record this album called Philosophy of the World. Songs come out like total crap ass. Make no sense at all. It's like they're still trying to... It's like rock and roll fantasy cab without, with all the rock stars to teach them how to play and stuff. But even worse, needless to say. But the album comes out. Frank Zappa regards it, says it's better than the Beatles. Kurt Cobain gives that album the thumbs up. And today, it's regarded as somewhat of a cult classic. Now, the original Shags are unknown. They're probably married. They probably quit the music business, thank goodness, because I heard some of the stuff on that record, and I'm like, I can't stomach this. So, so they're probably living their lives. My question is, are they going to receive any royalties for that record? Because they should at least get something up there, even though it was terrible that record sounded. Another example may be Kevin Federline, formerly the former Britney Spears' husband. Britney Spears' former husband, I meant to say. My bad. He released a record in 2005 called Play with Fire. It was considered one of the worst rap albums that year. Now, somehow, someway, that record may... I'm not predicting it may. Somehow, that record may or may not reach cult status. Maybe people start talking about, oh yeah, there was something good about this record. We couldn't recognize it at that time. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's going to happen, but the chances are that may be. Now, and the good thing about this one is that if it does breach cult status and people start trying to get a hold of it, Kevin Federline will receive good money from it because that album was copyrighted in his name, copyright and patented, Kevin Federline. So by chance, he could earn some good cash from that one record that he put out in 2005, my bad. Whereas other acts like this group, that group there, only see about a minimal from the whichever record label decides to release it on, whether it's an indie label or what. So there's a good chance that if you put out a record then or now and it doesn't do any good, chances are that years on down the line, it will get appreciated years later on. It may take 20 years or 10 or 30 or 5 years. We do not know.
They got to wait for the public's taste to dumb down. Yeah,
that's true. Because a lot of the public at that time were concentrating on this trend, that trend, Like Warrant, the metal band Warrant. They released an album called Dog Eat Dog that went nowhere. The same thing may happen with them pretty soon there. People start realizing, wow, there's some damn good songs on this record here. Holy shit, why did I not recognize? Oh, I remember why. I was too busy into Soundgarden, Chili Peppers, all these bands like the Screaming Trees. That was a big thing. I'm just sheep. I just follow along. But they grow as adults, they realize, oh man, I missed out some good ass shit back then. So that's my little take on the whole thing there about cult status. All right, so are we ready to continue our list there, guys?
Sure.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
We're in 2007.
Good. Now, by the way, Mark, I'm going to bring this up. Did you ever mention the death of Luther Vandross in 2005 on your list?
I probably missed it.
Yeah, because we got to give this man a lot of credit. This guy was a soul singer who passed away in 2005 after complications of diabetes and a stroke he had a couple years earlier before that. He was known for his songs like Never Too Much, A House Is Not a Home, Give Me the Reason, also Stop to Love. He was an R&B favorite. He's still played on all the mature R&B stations that are out there. Where they play songs like Maze with Frankie Beverly, The Gap Band, Old Prince, and that. And you got to give the man credit. He knew how to take a simple Dionne Warwick or a Carpenter's tune and turn them into major epics. Listen to his cover version of Superstar by the Carpenters, or his version of A House Is Not a Home, originally done by Dionne Warwick. He did massive justice to those two songs, and to other songs as well there. He did a cover of Love the One You're With, the Stephen Stills tune. He made that his own. So definitely Luther definitely should belong up there on the great ones that people need to listen to and relate to, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I consider him one of my...
Superstar was the Carpenters version of Superstar was a cover too.
Oh, really?
I think the original was. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, that was interesting. Never knew about that. I gotta look it up myself there, because man, it's a powerful song there when you think about it. There, an individual dreams of this person to return with their music, their guitar and such, and they fall in love with that person there. It takes the subject idol worship to a new level. Either way, there. That's basically what that song was about.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, first one I got in 2007
Yep.
is Denny Doherty, formerly of the Mamas and Papas.
Yeah, I think he appeared in the movie Mask as one of the bikers in that biker gang that Sam Elliott was a part of in that movie there. I guess he had played a guy with a speech impairment, I guess.
Yeah, he was kidney failure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All right, so what would that be under?
Natural causes.
All right.
I mean, there's no such thing as natural causes, but if you don't die of other things, I suppose it will work.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
All right.
Ian Wallace, who played with King Crimson.
Yes, he was their drummer. He played with on their album Islands from 1972 there. Good album by them, by the way, there.
Yep. Esophageal cancer.
Oh, wow.
Another natural causes. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's natural
No,
causes.
I was looking at the next guy.
Oh, okay, there.
I really liked this guy.
Uh-huh.
Billy Thorpe.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I remember that song, Children of the Sun, from 19... That was part of a long trilogy. I guess it was a long storyline there.
Yeah.
And
That's a great little song.
It is a great song. I was remember hearing the intro of it. It's like the synth, not really synth drums, but drums with these sound effects on it, like the flanger sound effects stuff there. While the guitar riffs are coming in from the background there. And let's also not forget an album he put out in 1981 called 20th Century Man, which was the third in that particular Children of the Sun trilogy there.
Yeah.
He also was involved with a project called The Zoo with Mick Fleetwood back in 1992 as well.
Heart attack.
Mm-hmm. So that's
natural cause.
Yeah, I see there.
3 natural so far.
All right.
Well, 4 if you count Luther.
All right.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And next one I got is Brad Delp.
From Boston. Suicide.
Boston.
Yes. You know.
Really?
Pretty with the story.
Carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah, what he did is he started the car with all
the
doors.
In the 2000s?
Yes, it was. 2007, yes.
Kind of recent, yeah.
Yeah. And it was sad because, you know, he was one of the true voices of that band.
He was essentially the voice.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing that disturbed me about this news is that, you know, the main Boston sound has always been a more positive sound. The song "Don't Look Back" was about positivity. Don't look back. Don't keep on forging ahead. It was always had a positive feel to their music, whether it's Rock and Roll Band, More Than a Feeling, Amanda, We're Ready, Cootie Engines, all those songs that he played with, all the songs that he sang on. And to do this dark thing that he did was like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, that's kind of the antithesis.
And he also left a suicide note saying, stating first, I am a lonely soul. I'm like, how could you? I don't get it, man. Was there something there that we wasn't even aware about? Was he that sad or what? I don't know. Someone tell me, please.
Okay.
All right.
I can't answer that question.
I know.
You want me to read what happened?
Yeah, you found it?
What are you looking for? Because I'm reading this fucking thing right now.
All right.
I think it's
about
a lot.
about Brad Delp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
definitely read it to
put
us.
barbecue pits in a bathtub. He like put the dryer tube in his car. Like all kinds of stuff.
Damn. Holy shit, dude. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
What did you want me to look up?
See if you could find the closing, the story that. See if you could find the suicide note that he left behind.
Oh, I don't want to read that.
All right, go ahead. My bad for even mentioning it.
I don't want to. Do you want to read that?
No, I don't think I want to read that
No,
either.
I
That's
don't
not.
think,
None of us do.
Well, he did. Well, no. You know what? They're saying he left multiple notes to like in sealed envelopes, a couple to his children, to his wife, to a couple that's unnamed.
Please
so he
take
left
care of my
multiple
cat
notes.
and all that jazz there, I guess.
Yeah.
But still, we don't understand why he would do such a thing. I mean, like, he was well respected. He was much beloved by all the fans of the world, of not just fans of his music, but rock music fans in general. I don't get it there.
I wonder why. Like, did Boston popularity die down in the late '90s?
Well, they did. I'm not too sure if it did, but they do. Boston,
well,
one of
not
those.
really. Boston was one of those kind of bands that put out an album once every 10 years or so.
Yeah, they remember around in '94 they would put out one album during that whole decade. In '94 called "Walk On." That was with the different singer, Fran Cosmo, if I remember. So they had some good songs on that record, like one called "What's Your Name" was one of them. And they also had this thing called "Walk On Melody," which is what? Walk on what? Oh, you said Brand. Oh, I thought you said Brand.
You said Fran, man.
Oh, Fran. Yeah, that's his name, Fran.
I didn't know they had another lead singer in the '90s.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, Fran Cosmo. Now, Brad Delp did rejoin the band, for the tour later on that year there. And of course, he would later sing on other Boston albums as well, often be part of many singers on the Boston albums. I guess one called, Love, Life, and Hope, was one of them. I was listening to some of those other records, and some of those albums are pretty good songs there that they never really got that much recognition because they were put on these indie labels. Now, Boston, by the way, is still, I guess they still do shows, but Tom Schultz is the only original member left. Their drummer, Seb Hassian, I think is how it's pronounced. His last name is pronounced. He passed away years before later on. Barry Goodrow still some doing his own thing there. I don't know what it was. Yeah. And the bass player of Fran, whose also name is Fran, something I forgot his last name. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
We would count that to suicide. We have 4 natural so far.
It was suicide, yes.
Damn, I wonder what the reason was. I guess you just go so insane.
I don't know. Nobody really knows myself.
Yeah.
It's sad. Very sad.
Boston was like a positive, like you were saying, it's a positive song band.
Yeah, it was. I mean, like, it had that good positive vibe that made you feel good there. Which is sad. Very, very sad.
Okay, next one I got is Mark St. John, who played with Kiss for a while.
Yeah, yeah, it's a very sad story to what happened to him. He played on the Animalize back in
How'd he die,
1984.
real quick? How'd he die?
Cerebral hemorrhage, natural causes.
Yeah,
Oh.
and the funny thing is that during the middle of that tour, he had to he had to do the first show, and then Bruce Kulick would do the second half of the show because apparently he had developed this condition in his right hand, which was, for I understand, was making it turn purple, popped up and everything. So he had to exit the rest of that out of the tour there because of that, because of this condition. Eventually, that gave way to Bruce Kulick being the permanent lead guitarist up until the reunion in 1996 there,
Yes.
back with Ace Frehley. And I guess right now Bruce Kulick is a member of the current lineup of Grand Funk Railroad, for I understand.
Without Mark Farner.
Yeah, it's true. I know. That's why people are calling it, huh? I mean, a Grand Fake Railroad, I guess you would say. Because Mark Farner was one of the main ingredients to that formula right there.
Is that like? Well, I know Art goes like 50s, 60s, but like, would you consider like like early to mid 70s, like one of the best? You said I mean, wasn't that like mid and early 70s?
Yes, it was
Yeah.
throughout the
Railroad,
19
like all that.
yes, 1970s. Songs like I'm Your Captain, Closer to Home, their cover of Some Kind of Wonderful, Heartbreaker, Foot-Stomping Music, Destitute and Losing, one of my favorites from them. And they're considered, a Michigan, great Michigan story, a rock and roll story from Michigan because they hail from Flint, Michigan, my home state. All right.
Chicago,
Okay.
like those softer songs, the
Yeah.
softer
Yeah.
rock.
Although Chicago started out as a,
Rock band.
well, not only a rock band, a
Prog
prog band.
band. That's right. Prog band. Listen to the Chicago
Their first
Transit
album is totally
Prague.
prog.
Yeah. It's called the Chicago Transit Authority, self-titled.
Probably their best, but that's my personal opinion.
And check out their great version of I'm a Man, the Spencer Davis Group album, the song there. My bad.
Okay, next one I got is George McCorkle. He played with the Marshall Tucker Band.
Ah,
Cancer,
wow.
another natural causes.
All right there.
Actually,
I got a question
ahead.
for you. A lot of times we hear about southern rock bands like the Allman Brothers and the Skidder, Marshall Tucker Band, losing members left and right. It's like, is that a thing there, or am I missing something here?
no,
Yeah.
it's just they kind of go through the process everybody else does.
Suicide, cocaine,
No.
Well, I don't think they did that. You had the plane crash with Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, that's true there. Allman Brothers was
Marshall
also,
Tucker Band, they couple overdoses, right? At least one.
It could be, but I think theirs were all natural causes, except for, God, don't remember how Huey Thomason died.
I don't know. I don't think yeah, we got to look that up. That's for shizzle.
Actually, Huey Thomason was with the Outlaws.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, and he later joined Leonard Skinner as well there as one of the guitar players.
Well, he's the next guy.
Oh. Oh,
He
man.
died of a heart attack.
Once you know, man. Once you know it, dude.
Another natural causes.
All right. That is something.
Yeah,
man.
Huey Thomas. Well, I say Huey. I say Huey. The Outlaws. Of course, their big song was "Green Grass and High Tides."
Yeah. That was a long time ago. That's an old great song. I remember hearing that on the radio there.
Yeah. Okay, next one I got is Joe Zanui. Weather Report.
Oh. And the Weather Report was a jazz project there.
Yeah, good one. At Chick Corea.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
trying to remember the name of some of the other people because they were relatively famous jazz players.
Yeah, they had a lot of. It was a very respected jazz group there.
And he died of skin cancer.
Dude, that's something.
Okay. Yeah, Weather Report. Great song by them was Birdland. And ironically, I believe one of their songs, I don't remember which one, used to be the background music on the Weather Channel.
Oh, wow.
Ironic.
Ironic there, which is no surprise when you think about it.
Makes sense, though, when you think about it.
Absolutely, because, because of the name, obviously.
Well, I guess
Right.
John Peterson played with Harper's Bazaar and the Beau Brummels.
Oh.
Two groups you've never heard of.
I don't think I have either.
I have. And he's blank.
So no detail of how he died.
Yeah, we'll call him unknown.
All right there. That's one for the unknown.
And I guess
That's
in a sense he's unknown for you guys too.
Yeah.
Although I know Harper's Bazaar big one was a cover of a Simon and Garfunkel song, "Feeling Groovy," and the Beau Brummels had several big songs. "Laugh, Laugh," "Just a Little," "You Tell Me Why." I'm kind of do that off the top of my head. I know that more.
Right.
Next one I got Kevin DuBrow.
From Quiet Riot. It was cocaine related.
Yep, drug overdose.
That's right. And the thing about this guy was that this guy, wouldn't you agree that this guy kind of like killed the careers of Quiet Riot with his big mouth? Because when Quiet Riot made it big in '83 with that album Mental Health, with the title cut and Come On Feel the Noise, the Slade cover being all over the radio, all over the charts, the guy kind of went off on spewing his mouth on this guy, this person, that person there. One of them, he called Motley Crue a bunch of posers. He said he was very furious that Van Halen got signed to a record label before they did. And he also took most of the shots at Ozzy Osbourne. And I hear Ozzy in the background. Song Perry Mason.
Current ringtone.
Yeah.
Are you a Quiet Riot fan, Brown?
I did have the first. I had Mental Health
Couple
on
good
cassette.
songs there, a couple big hits.
It was, yeah. Other songs like
Didn't they cover "Goodbye to Jane" too?
No, they did. They did another cover of another sweet.
We're All Crazy Now.
Yes, they did. On the next record, Condition Critical. I guess the record company wanted them to do the same thing, keep the hit pace going. That did not work out, unfortunately. It didn't do that well. And of course, I mean, when you think about it, when you try to repeat the same thing over and over, it doesn't usually work. But you never know with these businessmen in the record business. They figure repeat the same shit.
They're generally dumbasses.
Exactly. Look at what they were doing with the band Chicago. You need ballads on your album. We need ballads in this. We need another In Your Inspiration. We need another Hard for Me to Say I'm Sorry. That's how you usually think. But going back to Kevin DuBrow, this guy, he ran his mouth a lot of times, going out after this person, that person. And we all know he went after Ozzy Osbourne a lot of times in the past. It got to the point where Ozzy even decked the hell out of him during the US Festival in 1983. Apparently because DuBrow, here's my opinion. DuBrow somewhat feels Ozzy was responsible for Randy Rhoads' death because Randy Rhoads was the guitarist for Quiet Riot prior to Carlos Cavazo joining in. Ozzy joins Ozzy's group. Rudy Sarzo, also from Quiet Riot, joins them as well. That was the end of Quiet Riot. Later on, Randy Rhoads dies in a plane wreck in Florida. So that broke, obviously, the hearts of all the members of the band there. DuBrow, Sarzo, and whichever drummer. I think it was Frankie Benelli at their drummer at that time. So I guess, DuBrow kind of felt like Ozzy should at least pay for Rhodes' death.
Right.
He should suffer some sort of consequence, because it's like you leave your let's say you leave your dog with your next door neighbor while you go on a trip with your dad. Later on, you get a phone call saying the dog has died. You're upset. You're pissed off. This dog was your best friend. You're gonna go up to that neighbor's house. You're like, what the fuck, bro? That dog was left in your care. You're supposed to take care of him. Blah. So I'm
Randy
thinking
Rhoads
that
was Kevin DuBrow's best friend.
Yeah, it was. They were buddies. They were good buddies there. I mean, they were ones that did songs "Slick Black Cadillac" together before the Mental Health album was recorded and released there. So obviously, he probably felt like Ozzy should take some blame for Rhodes' death. He felt that's how he was feeling that Ozzy Osbourne was. You're supposed to take care of my boy Randy. You let him die. What the fuck happened with you, bro? Even though Ozzy didn't really have anything much to do with it. He wasn't flying that plane. But, DuBrow kind of like, when you think about it, his big mouth and his attitude, I guess, later got him kicked out of the group back in early 1987 there. They recorded an album without him a year later with some guy named Paul Sabano or Paul Serberto. I forgot the guy's last name, but
Bono.
that album, not Paul what? Bonham?
Bono.
Bonham? Bonham? No, not
Sabano.
Bono. Sabano. Thank you very much here. Anyway, that album went out of phase, didn't go anywhere. So Quiet Riot would emerge on their indie label throughout the 90s, still carrying on with that mask and everything else.
Yeah.
I first saw them back in 1983 opening for Black Sabbath at the Cobo Arena. A lot of people were there to mostly see Quiet Riot. Mostly some of them stayed over there for Black Sabbath at that time. It was like with Ian Gillan. But I figure, hey, 2 metal shows for the price of 1 there. But the main thing was Quiet Riot because they were the rage at that moment there. Now, flash forward to 1994. Quiet Riot is playing the Ritz in Roseville. Hardly any people there.
Did you see it?
Yes, I did.
Not 84?
1994, I meant.
Oh, 94. What'd you wear? Your skinny hat? Your cowboy hat?
No, I didn't have any cowboy hat at that time there. I don't remember what I wore, but I did have me a plastic mask that I got at the Black Sabbath show there, and I got them to autograph. I had it in my dresser drawer for many years.
Plastic mask? The mental health mask?
Yes, correct. They had plastic masks made of that there, along with the merchandise, T-shirts, and all that stuff there.
You still have it?
No, I don't. It was left behind back in Michigan. There were a lot of things I wanted to take with me, but, the cost, all that jazz for the luggage, the haul along with us, was too much. Because I had a lot of shit there. I'm still trying to rebuild my old vinyl collection. I tried finding that Van Halen album, Women and Children First, at the nearby Walmart here, but somebody must have got it before me, son of a bitch.
Oh, you're looking for it online?
Yeah, no, not yet. I don't usually go online to do that stuff. I usually do that for more obscure albums, like the Doubting Thomas album that I mentioned before there. Yeah. I try to find records that are more obscure. I would die if they had anything by Klaus Schultz, whether it's Cyborg, Ehrlich, on vinyl, colored vinyl, whichever there. I would die to get one of those. Like the Lustmord album I have on blue vinyl, Dark Matter, which I highly recommend as well there.
Dark Matter, guys. All right, Ark. Continue on with the list, please.
Okay,
Kevin
next guy
DuBrow.
Okay, next guy I got. I gave you his cause of death, right?
I think you did.
Suicide.
Cocaine. drugs. Yeah,
Overdose.
yeah,
Overdose.
comfortable.
Okay, next guy I got. To be honest, I really miss him because I liked him. Dan Fogelberg.
Oh my goodness, this is a guy who did the song "Longer," "Heart Hotels," same old Lang Syne. There were big hits on the soft rock current there, big top 40 hits there, especially the song "Longer," which is a
Yeah.
love song there.
There was your ballad guy, by the way.
Absolutely there, and he did. He released.
Die of?
He only had one music
I
video.
can mark
The
it
song.
down.
Go ahead.
What'd he die of so I can mark it down?
Prostate cancer,
Ah.
natural causes.
And I remember he only made one music video. It was a song called "The Language of Love." I remember seeing that on the old MTV many years back there.
Yeah. But he had a pretty good list of hits.
Yep. "Hard Hotels" remains one of my favorites from him because of the atmosphere, the tone of the song there, and the projection it gives you.
Yeah, I think his first hit was Part of the Plan.
Mm.
It's a good song.
Deeply missed.
And he did a great cover of Rhythm of the Rain,
Oh
which
yeah.
was an old version of the Cascade song.
Ah.
But his cover was
I'm
fantastic.
gonna ask Jacob RP about the wrestling show with you. He hit me
Oh,
up,
he's
you
in.
know.
All right, good. You want to do it? Hey, you want to come on the? Listen, how much?
But I ain't trying to do no drama bullshit with
We're
him
not.
or nothing.
No, we're not.
So like,
Tell you what, I got a better idea. Did you want to end it 10 minutes later on so we could have RP and discuss wrestling? Because I know Ark, you have a lot of
hitting him
wrestling
up right
stories.
now. I'm gonna see what's up with him.
Because it'll be good to have him on the call with us, while we're doing our show, so we could talk about our just viewpoints of wrestling. And definitely, Ark, you got to give RP your wrestling stories about world-class championship wrestling out of Texas with the Von Erichs, the Freebirds.
Yeah.
Definitely got to have your input on this here.
Okay, real quick, we're going to move into 2008.
All right.
Rod Allen, who was the lead singer for the Fortunes,
Mm.
liver cancer.
Ah.
Those natural causes are beginning to really mount up here.
Wow, I know.
Okay, let's see.
Mm-hmm.
8 so far, natural causes.
Scott Harpen, who played with The Who.
And was he the drummer or the bass player or who?
Orko?
Well, he wasn't a bass player. That was John Entwistle.
Oh yeah. Well, this was this must have been after Entwistle's death. He died in 2002. So he must have been one of either the backup musicians, I guess, that they brought with him.
Clubbed in the back of the fucking head. What did he
Oh,
die?
basically it said that he played drums replacing Keith Moon for a while because Keith Moon passed out on stage.
Oh my
So
gosh,
basically
I
it's
remember
a-
that story. Yes.
Oh.
Remember, that was the guy. He was 19, I guess, when he did that.
Yeah, he came out of the audience and finished up.
Yeah, apparently
It
Keith
doesn't
Moon.
list the cause.
Yes. He came, boy, the story was that Keith Moon took some horse tranquilizers before he hit the
Holy
stage.
shit.
He was able to play a couple of songs after they got his ass revived, but he passed out again. And so they had to carry him from his kit. Pete Townsend gets on the mic and says, "Does anybody out there know how to play the drums?" And this kid comes in there, he plays with the band, gives him his all. Him and Townsend still kept in contact throughout the years there. Even with Townsend even wished him a happy birthday there on one of his birthdays there, sent him a card. And Townsend even delivered recorded a eulogy for the guy's funeral.
Cool, actually.
Yeah. This guy helped save The Who. Now, how lucky was this guy to not only play with one of his favorite bands, but be friends with one of the main members?
Yeah, that's a pretty cool story, actually.
That would be a true rock and roll blessing right there.
Okay, next guy is another one that I liked real well.
Yeah.
Mike Smith.
Mike Smith.
Dave Clark 5. He was their organ player singer.
I see there.
He was good. He died of pneumonia. The
Oh,
ironic
wow.
part of this story about he died just before they went into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Wow. Which is sad
He
there.
missed out on that.
Wow. That's sad to
Which
hear.
is a shame because he was a big, big part of that group.
Yeah.
Of course, that wasn't his name on the group.
But still, he was
Dave Clark,
but he was
Hey,
But he was a big
Did you say one? I missed one. I missed it.
pneumonia.
pneumonia.
Natural.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, technically, none of them are natural, but
But in regards, it kind of is.
right. Okay, next guy I got is Clos Dinger. Played
Cloud.
with Kraftwerk.
Oh, wow. One of the original techno pioneers.
Heart failure.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to like the song Audubon.
Oh,
If you had the album, it'd take up an entire side.
yes, those albums kind of records are pretty good there when you look at it there. I mean, when you think about it, Kraftwerk deserve a lot of credit, along with Tangerine Dream, Klaus Schultz. They were like one of the big players in the techno field
Yeah.
there. Many of them, in the terms of industrial music, hip hop. There were major influences, all three of those genres.
Yeah,
Major.
Far the Audubon.
Yep. Electric Cafe, Computer World, Numbers, Dingalan. More the electric.
Needless to say, they were German.
Yep, absolutely. German techno pioneers. A lot of pioneering stuff would come from England and Germany when you think about it there.
Yeah. Okay, next one I got is Brian Davidson.
Mm-hmm.
He was a member of The Nice.
Oh, Keith Emerson's old group there.
And he has no causes listed, so he's unknown.
Okay, so mark one for that there.
Okay. Al Wilson.
Al Wilson with the Beach Boys.
No,
Hmm.
he was a R&B artist.
I don't think I've heard of this guy. But when I hear the
Show
name,
and Tell.
I see there. People Bryson did the cover of that song there. That's the only version I know, basically.
Yeah.
But then what I know about that at times.
Kidney failure. Other natural causes.
Yeah, I see. All right.
Sorry, I'm rolling
Got it.
through.
Remember, Mark Ark is going through a list that he found on his computer here of all the lists of musicians that have passed on there. So this explains why there's a lot of time between names.
Okay, I'm not sure. I think this guy might have been the original drummer for Rush, John Rutsey.
Yeah, I heard of this guy. He played on only their first album, and the hit track from that, Working Man.
Yeah, diabetes.
Oh, wow. That means I got to watch myself. Remember, I have the same thing. Type 1 or type 2? Or does it say?
It didn't say.
Okay, there.
Either one will.
All right.
Yes, he's founding member and original drummer.
Yeah. Before Neil Peart came in on the second record there and remained up for eternity until his death.
Right. At which point Rush has pretty much called it quits.
Yeah. Yeah, they called it, they said they were done in 2015 there. And then I guess the cancer issues that Neil Peart was going through at that time was the main reason, for I understand.
Yeah.
Very sad. Very, very sad. I remember hearing the news of this when I got done seeing The Rise of Skywalker, as a matter of fact. Did a vlog on it after I got in the car after watching that movie there.
Mel Gallery.
I guess he was a member of the band Trapeze, right?
and Whitesnake.
Uh-huh. Now, Trapeze was a rock band that was signed on to Threshold Records, the Moody
They
Blues'
were actually
record.
pretty good.
Yeah. And one of their other drummers would later, their drummer, David Holland, years on down, would become the drummer for Judas Priest, played on those classic 80s records like British Steel, Screaming for Vengeance, Turbo, Defenders of the Faith.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cancer.
Natural causes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry,
All right.
I'm skimming again.
All right, go ahead.
Because I'm actually skipping people.
I see there.
Huh. Look. Oh, crap.
Oh.
I thought my site disappeared.
Oh.
Leroy Moore. Remember the Dave Matthews Band?
I guess he was the saxophone player.
I think so.
Oh, wow.
Pneumonia.
Oh, man.
Keith's favorite word. Oh, wow.
I see there.
Another guy I really thought a lot of. Richard Wright.
Oh, yeah, from Pink Floyd. He was one of their founding members. You know what?
Lung cancer.
Yeah. You know, what's really sad, it's like we detailed how Richard Wright was kind of like pushed in the background as Roger Waters became more the lead songwriter for that band on Animals, The Wall, The Final Cut. Richard Wright was going at the time, didn't really contribute to the band because at that time he was stressed out from the divorce he was going through at that period there. And eventually during the recording of The Wall, he would come there hoping to co-produce the record, but eventually he was just sat there twiddling his thumbs while Waters, David Gilmour, and Bob Ezrin produced that album there, worked on that album feverishly there. Eventually, because he wasn't able to pull his own weight, Roger Waters decided to cut him from the band. He was, though he remained on the shows for The Wall in the U.S. and England there, he was kind of like basically was paid as a session musician, a backing musician, needless to say there. But in light of that, the only thing about that, he was able to earn money from that tour as a session musician. Because because Waters, Gilmour, and Mason didn't really earn a dime because most of their money went into the production of those Wall shows. The Wall, the characters, the balloons, the films, you name it. The airplane that crashes into the wall at the beginning of the show, all that came out of Pink Floyd's pockets. They paid for all that themselves. So Gilmour, Waters, and Mason, as I mentioned, didn't really earn that much, except for Wright. He was the only one who made money from that tour there, along with the other backup musicians there, Snowy White included, and the 4 backup vocals they had.
Yeah.
In fact, it was kind of funny. They had the opportunity to let them back into the group when they revised Pink Floyd in 86, 87 for Momentary Lapse of Reason. But apparently, if anybody who has the original copies of that album, it was basically Nick Mason and Pink Floyd. It was Nick Mason and David Gilmour. In later reissues, they would add a picture of Richard Wright to that photo there. He was not officially once again back in the group until the Division Bell in 1994. Took him that long of a time to put him back, get him back into the group. Jeez, I would have contacted him right away. Say, hey, Roger's gone. Come on back, dude. The Wicked Witch is dead. Yay! Well, not dead. He's just departed.
Okay, next one I got is Jimmy Carl Black.
From the
who I believe was the Indian of the group.
Yes, the Mothers of Invention. The Frank Zappa's old band there. Freak Out, I had that album.
Oh, great album.
Yeah, it was there. Absolutely Free.
He died of?
He died of lung cancer.
Hmm.
Help, I'm a rock.
Yeah. The Return of the Son of Monster Magnet.
Yeah.
Hungry Freaks Daddy. That was a good one there.
Who are the Brain Police?
Oh, yeah. I'm Not Satisfied. Trouble Every Day. Great song from there, for that record there.
Next one is Mitch Mitchell.
The drummer for the Jimi Hendrix Experience.
This one actually says natural causes.
Yeah,
So I guess we'll call it natural causes.
absolutely there.
Looks like we're reaching the end of 2008.
I see there.
Let's see. I got 4 or 5 more names here.
All
Let's
right,
see
here.
if I know who any of them are.
All right.
Wow. Delaney Bramlett
Mm-hmm.
of Delaney and Bonnie.
I see there.
For a while, they played with Eric Clapton.
Mm-hmm.
Complications after gallbladder surgery. Technically, I guess that's natural causes.
I see there.
Sorry, I suppressed a sneeze.
It's okay there.
And that's the last one I have for 2008, so
All right.
we'll pick up at 2009.
All right, probably this coming Thursday there. Okay, what did get JJ? So, YR, would you get Jacob on the call there so we could do let's do this wrestling thing there? YR? Okay, where did he? I think he's busy right now. Yeah, I want to get Jacob on the call so we could talk about
I'm
wrestling.
here. I'm here.
All right,
here.
good go. Okay, let's see if I can add
Did I miss the death? I'm sorry.
like
Just Delaney.
from
Yeah,
Bonnie
that's
and
natural.
Delaney. Yeah.
I died. Put that down. Yeah. Okay, I'm here.
Okay, there.
That fucking Brock Lesnar come out looking like a cowboy.
Oh yeah, it's been
Wearing
doing
a
that.
Christmas sweater. I was wearing a Christmas sweater.
Yeah. Oh,
Winter
shit.
sweater.
Oh, dude.
Like Garth Brooks.
I know, man.
All right, go ahead, guys.
All right, there. Let's get Jacob on to the call, dude.
But nah, he's all pissed off. He doesn't want to do the wrestling show with you. He's like, nah, I don't want to do it. And I'm like,
What?
whatever.
Well, what for? I was looking forward to
I don't
doing
know.
it.
He's being gay. He's being gay this week.
Oh.
So,
Oh well.
no call fucking
Huh.
Joe show this week.
Oh well. I don't know. Probably
Okay.
sometime in the future we'll get a chance to.
Yeah, because I got to think about cutting that anyway. So
Yeah. So you're gonna be taking off in a few, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, there. All right. So are we gonna be? Will we be around this coming Thursday?
Yeah.
Good. Yes. All right, there. So
I don't foresee anything, but
all right, there.
you never know.
All right. I'm going to do this. On my next day off, before we come back to do the show, I want to take a ride down to downtown Houston to check out all the areas, all the spots. I've been wanting to do this for a long time since moving here. I mean, I never was able to have a chance because of this reason, that reason, this reason, that reason there. I want to check it out in the daytime, check out some of the shops, whatever the other places here, because I never had a chance to really check it out. And now that I finally have my car on my own, I'm able, yeah, baby, I'm going to go down to each town and have a good time. And by the way, YR,
Be careful down there because it's a little,
I will.
dangerous downtown.
I know. Hey, I survived Detroit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
you got to give him that one.
Yeah, absolutely there. And by the way, I never checked. I know you checked my log up there from I did last night there. Club, as I mentioned, the club 64,000 was great. That night, that numbers this past Saturday, it was a great night there. It was good there. Good music being played there. And so also showed clips from that one of the other video clips that you showed me through the Skype chat as well. All these people from the 80s with the skinny ties, the puffed up hair, all the elaborate, the catwalks, the buffets, you name it there. I guess that's how it was for those elite clubs back then. Whereas me, I just prefer a regular club with a DJ and all that jazz there. So, by the way, shout out to once again to Numbers Nightclub for being there all together. And shout out to all the people who go to Numbers Nightclub, including the staff who runs it. Rudy, Wes Wallace, and the other guys there behind the bars there. Shout out to all you guys. There's a combination of
Did
three
you have any
Detroit
drinks
clubs.
the other night, or what'd you have?
Well, I just had orange juice. That was about it there.
Nice.
Because my blood sugar got a
really?
little bit low, yeah. But that was about
Yeah, I
it.
was going to say that's kind of sugary.
Yeah, I had to with a reason. I was like, holy cow. I have a thing on my arm called Dexicom. And I have a little meter, the D10 with the blood sugar goes a little bit low. It goes up beep, beep, beep. So what I do is when that goes up, that tells me to get something down in your system there. So I do that. But all in all, it was good, watching the people, watching all the ladies there, their gothic attire there. And it was a good night, either way. I plan on being there possibly next Friday after work, as always. Where I have to go straight down there. It usually takes about close to an hour to get there, about 45 minutes. Because of the distance, as always there. But thank everybody for watching, and we'll be back this coming Thursday, same bat times, same bat station. So for Arknolia, for YR, and for myself, yeah, baby. All right. So YR, are you doing any drama shows this week, or will you take it a break?
We are no drama for the foreseeable future. Just
Okay.
kicking back, laying back.